the shame when I stop and stare. Don't worry me, cause I'm feeling for her what she's feeling for me. I can try to pretend, I can try to forget, but it's driving me mad, going out of my head. Running through my head, running through my head, running through my head. All the things she said, all the things she said. Running through my head, running through my head. All the things she said, all the things she said. Looking at me, tell me, what do you see? Yes, I lost my mind.
I'm breathing good air through good lungs with a good heart beating, and a problem ain't a problem unless you keep on feeding it. 'Cause it's hungry like a tiger. We got the tiger by the toe. Unless it hollers for its mama, we ain't gonna let that tiger go. Oh no. I'm breathing good air in a warm home. It feels holy watching the snow and the flat lines, and our true loves are the two sure things we know. And we feel lucky like a penny that some penny pinchers say. We could get dropped in the gutter and still make somebody's day. Hey, hey. We've got those lungs that breathe and sigh. Please just give me the truth and a warm place to lie, and unflinching I'll give you the best years of my life. And while the lungs make the melody, it's the cocktail kit in my chest cavity that makes a simple beat that you can tap along in time. You can tap along in time. I'm breathing good air in a warm car on this midnight train from Eden, and the good lungs and the good hearts all keep breathing and beating. They're beating 2, 4, 6, 8 as they count up their blessings and the things they appreciate. They're beaten 2, 4, 6, 8 as I count all the ways I love you and the things I appreciate.
slow, take it easy on me. She's so light, I wanna please. Take it slow, take it easy on me. She's so light, I wanna please. My moon and me, not as good as we've been. It's the dirtiest clean, I know. My chemical, leave on a high note. There's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to go. Take it slow, take it easy on me. She's so light, I wanna please. Take it slow, take it easy on me. She's so light, I wanna please.
You're fine, Andrea.
Welcome to First Parish in Needham, a Unitarian Universalist congregation. My name is Kevin McCormick. My wife, Jane McKean, and I have been coming here for about 10 years. I am currently on the pledge team and the worship committee, and it's the worship committee that I'll be discussing later in this welcome. In our church, members may have varied theological ideas, and we have many shared values. You're invited to bring your whole self, your full identity, your questioning mind, your expansive self, expansive heart. Together we create a force more powerful than one person or one belief system, with a dedication to living in a way that always centers on love. In the sacred space we co-create, we offer one another friendship, wisdom, companionship, and many chances to work with each other towards common goals. You can learn more about all that's happening at this church by going to our website, uneedham.org, where you can sign up for our weekly email newsletter. You can also follow us on social media. The worship committee is doing something different this summer. We're kicking off the inaugural Quinnobequin Summer Service Consortium. It's a mouthful. A consortium of 3 congregations, UU Wellesley Hills, First Church and Parish in Dedham, and our own First Church in Needham. The hosting service will be split between UU Wellesley Hills and First Parish in Needham. The first 2 services of the summer will be here in Needham in the parish hall. The next 6 services will be in Wellesley in their chapel. And the final 3 will be back here in Needham. Dedham UUs will be attending and offering support with music and technology. And all services will start at 10:30. The first service will be next Sunday, June 28th, here in Parish Hall. Our summer pastoral care provider, Emily Mulshock, will be presenting a sermon on inconsequential strangers. In her sermon, she will ask us to consider those strangers or people on the edge of our lives and how much they may influence our lives in ways we don't recognize. I find the concept fascinating and invite you to join me at the service. And I hope that many of you will attend some or all the other services this summer, along with fellow UUs from Wellesley and Dedham. Please see the bell notes and our website for more information. Welcome again to everyone, here in the building and online. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you so much, Kevin, and the whole worship committee team for the wonderful summer we're about to have. I also want to give a special thanks to our youth alum, Liz Condon, and the Needham Trader Joe's team for supplementing our flower communion this morning with a donation of flowers from their store. Speaking of flower communion, before we light our chalice on such a day, we need to bring our flowers forward to our communion table. From home and from here in the building, please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our processional hymn, For the Beauty of the Earth, as in your orders of service on screen and at number 21 in your gray hymnals. May our flower bearers please come forward.
Of the earth, for the splendor of the skies, for the love
Many thanks to our flower bearers and all those who brought flowers this morning. As we light our chalice, symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith, we read words from 14th century Persian Sufi Muslim poet Khwaja Shams Uddin Muhammad Hafiz-i-Shirazi, also known as Hafiz. He wrote, "How did the rose ever open its heart and give to this world all its beauty? It felt the encouragement of light against its being. Otherwise, we all remain too frightened. In the light, may our hearts find courage."
In the Unitarian Universalist tradition, the covenant is a set of promises the membership of a congregation strives to honor with one another and out in the world. Whether we participate in our community online or in the building, we strive to live these promises every day. Please say, along with me, the words of our parish covenant, as in your orders of service and on screen. We gather as a loving community to encourage and comfort one another. We gather as a diverse community to support each other in our search for spiritual truth. We gather as a service community to live our beliefs through action and care for our world.
I invite you to please join me now in the spirit of prayer and gratitude with this litany of seasonal blessings at the summer solstice, adapted from Euro-American UU Pagan lay leader, playwright, educator, and theater director, Professor Patricia Montley. I'll share a phrase of praise for the summer, and you'll respond each time with, "We give thanks to the sun." Let's give that a try. We give thanks to the sun. Let us give thanks for all the good things we enjoy at this time of year, for weather that beckons us outdoors and long-lasting days to spend there. We give thanks to the sun. For the cooling power of perspiration, we give thanks to the sun. For the regal rose and the lowly daisy and all the flowers that bloom at midsummer, we give thanks to the sun. For strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and blackberries, we give thanks to the sun. For vegetable gardens and the energy to work in them, we give thanks to the sun. For graduations and weddings and all the new lives beginning, we give thanks to the sun. For pride and the bright, joyful, authentic living it supports, we give thanks to the sun. For Juneteenth and the ongoing fight for freedom, we give thanks to the sun. For Father's Day and the fathers and father figures it honors, we give thanks to the sun. For swimming and surfing and sailing, we give thanks to the sun. For hiking and biking and fishing and sunbathing, we give thanks to the sun. For picnics and cookouts and gatherings of family and friends, we give thanks to the sun. For sitting out on porches, stoops, and decks, we give thanks to the sun. For warm rays that heal our bodies and renew our spirits, we give thanks to the sun. May we stay in touch with our gratitude as we celebrate the summer solstice, move into the summer months, and enjoy all the blessings of the season. Amen. Please remain seated and join in singing our meditative response, "Find a Stillness," The lyrics are in your orders of service on screen and at number 352 in your gray hymnals.
Find a stillness, hold a stillness, let the stillness carry me. Find the silence, hold the silence, let the silence carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony. Seek the essence, hold the essence, let the essence carry me. Let me flower, help me flower, watch me flower, carry me. In the Spirit, by the Spirit, with the Spirit giving power, I will find true harmony.
This congregation has been supported by the volunteered time and treasure of its members and friends since its founding in 1711. This is the time in our service when we, the modern stewards of the church, offer what we can to build and sustain the congregation and the world we envision. For the month of June, we've been sharing our collections 50-50 with Out Metro West. Out Metro West is a local organization that supports LGBTQ youth in the Boston Metro West region. It provides education and fellowship through small group programming, NOVA for LGBTQ young adults, PRISM for LGBTQ high schoolers and their allies, Umbrella for trans and gender nonconforming high schoolers and middle schoolers, Nexus for all LGBTQ middle schoolers and their allies, Shine for gender expansive elementary age kids, and Glow for all LGBTQ elementary school aged kids. Out Metro West also hosts a parents and caregivers support group, drop-in hours for LGBTQ young people at their center in Framingham, and workshops and resources for the wider community. First Parish has had many collaborations with Out Metro West over the years, including financial and programmatic support during Pride Month. To donate to today's offering, you can use one of 3 different methods as described in detail in your orders of service, using text to give, donating through the website uuneedham.org, or dropping a check or cash into the collection plate or mailing a check to First Parish. Whichever way you donate, please remember to specify whether it's meant for today's collection or for your annual pledge. And as those of you who've been around for a little bit may remember, our financial year goes from July to June, so you may need to think, wait a minute, is this pledge payment for this year or for fiscal year 27? Hopefully you'll figure it out. Susanna will help you if need be. If this is one of your first Sundays at First Parish, we encourage you to fill out a yellow card in your pew back, to drop in the collection plate, or to fill out our online visitors form at uuneedham.updates.church so we know how to get in touch. Thank you for everything you are able to give to help support and sustain this congregation and the vital work of our community partners. May the ushers please come forward.
You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out at sea. Sail away
Today, we will each take home a small, beautiful reminder of this beloved community, wherever we may be during the summer months. We've come to the time in our service for our communion ritual that Reverend Dr. Norbert Čapek led in his Unitarian congregation in Prague, Czechoslovakia in June of 1923. Many call this ritual the Flower Festival, and the most direct translation from the Czech is the Flower Celebration. The flowers remind us of our faith community, of its beauty, of its diversity, and all that unites and sustains us on our shared spiritual journey together. First, together, we will bless these flowers with words Reverend Dr. Čapek used. Then our musicians will offer a flowery improv as it's going to starting in the back, come down the center aisle to receive a flower. If you're closer to a side aisle or over in the parish hall, you can come in through the side aisles and then down the center. It's like an airplane. Whee! After you've received a flower, I recommend you return by those side aisles or out the door here if you're in the parish hall. If you're participating on YouTube or Zoom, we encourage you to share a flower emoji in the chat, show a flower in your home, or change your background to a floral scene. And we ask that you here in the building come forward slowly, mindfully, reflecting on the beauty of the flowers and the beauty of our faith community. And we ask that when you arrive at the table, you simply hold out your hand to receive your flower, whichever flower you are given. It is a gift from some special person, even if it's not your favorite varietal of flower. As Reverend Dr. Čapek said, each is to take a flower just as it comes, without making any distinction where it came from or whom it represents. This is to confess that we accept each other as siblings without regard to class, race, or other distinctions. This is to acknowledge everybody as our friend. But if you have allergies or other health concerns, that means you have to avoid fresh flowers. You can request a fake flower, a silk flower. So are we ready to begin with the blessing of the flowers, then everybody doing the airplane thing to get their flowers? Oh, side aisles, down the center aisle, back over the side aisles. It's good? Great. Then first let us bless these flowers in unison from here in the building and from home with the words Reverend Dr. Čapek left to us as in your orders of service on screen and at reading number 724 in the back of your gray hymnals. Please say with me, Infinite Spirit of life, we ask thy blessing on these, thy messengers of fellowship and love. May they remind us, amid diversities of knowledge and of gifts, to be one in desire and affection and devotion to thy holy will. May they also remind us of the value of comradeship, of doing and sharing alike. May we cherish friendship as one of thy most precious gifts. May we not let awareness of another's talents discourage us or sully our relationship, but may we realize that whatever we can do, great or small, the efforts of us all are needed to do thy work in this world. Our flowers are blessed. Now please, come forward. Thank you all so much for participating in this ritual and for being an essential, beautiful, and unique part of this amazing, diverse bouquet of First Parish's spiritual community. We end with a traditional prayer from the Flower Communion ritual, again adapted from Reverend Dr. Norbert Čapek. I invite you to gaze upon your flower and reflect upon these words. In the name of Providence, which implants in the seed the future of the flower and in our hearts the longing for people to live in harmony. In the name of the highest in whom we move and who makes each of us who we are. In the name of the sages and great religious leaders who sacrificed their lives to hasten the coming of the age of mutual respect. Let us renew our resolution sincerely to be real siblings and neighbors regardless of any kind of bar which estranges us from each other. In this holy resolve, may we be strengthened knowing that we are God's family and that one spirit, the spirit of love, unites us. May we endeavor for a more perfect and more joyful life together. Amen. Our closing hymn, things are going fast today. Do you all remember that it's weird today? What? Okay, we're moving along. Our closing hymn today is a new one from the UU Virtual Hymnal. That's always exciting. The Power of the Flower Garden. You'll find the music, I think, printed in the printed orders of service. You can also access it at the short link provided, uuneedham.info/62126 hymn, capital H, something like that. You have to put it in perfectly or it doesn't work. So something like that is probably not great in this situation. Laura's going to help us out because this is new to us. But I invite you all now from home or from here in the building to please rise and join in singing The Power of the Flower Garden.
Every bloom is different, that's the power of the flower garden. Countless points of view, and that's the beauty of us all. Every bloom is different, that's the power of the flower garden. Countless points of view, and that's the beauty of us all. Roses dwell with lilies, violets do the same. We can grow together when our gardens we maintain. We all need the sunlight, we all need the rain. We define our purpose when each other we sustain. Every bloom is different, that's the power of the flower garden. Countless points of view, and that's the beauty of us all.
As we near the end of this mini flower communion service, let me highlight for you some of what's coming up soon at First Parish. Instead of our usual social hour today, as you may know, we'll be switching from this service over to the live stream of the nationwide Unitarian Universalist Association General Assembly worship service. For those participating online, the First Parish YouTube live stream should flow right into the GA Sunday service. And for those of you here in the building, the Sunday service will appear on screen here in the sanctuary, as well as a screen in the parish hall, where our Friends of Social Hour have set up some brunch foods to keep us all going through the online service that will definitely run into lunchtime. Please remember that food is not allowed here in the sanctuary, so we hope that you will move as you need between a more conversational meal space in the parish hall and a more quiet and attentive space here in the sanctuary. In the parish hall, you'll also find a very kind thank you from our friends at Jack and Jill Incorporated, to whom we offered a reparative gift. It ended up being $2,000 for their scholarship fund from the offering collected during our dedication ceremony of our enslavement memorial. Make sure you give it a look. It's on like one of those, I think about them as science fair trifold poster things. Make sure you give it a look if you're in the parish hall today. And as you may know, beginning this week, myself, John Newall, Laura Nevitt will go on our annual summer leave of both study and vacation. Our parish administrator, Susanna Whitman, will move to her annual reduced summer hours next week, working only Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she'll take her summer vacation from July 3rd to 20th. All of us will return to our regular first parish hours on Monday, August 24th, and we look forward to seeing you for ingathering and water communion on September 13th. Remember to bring that tiny empty bottle of water with you wherever you're going this summer. Next Sunday, you'll have the opportunity, as Kevin was saying in our welcome, to join our first summer Sunday service in the parish hall, which is air-conditioned, which is, you're all like, oh yes, that's a good idea. You'll be able to meet our summer pastoral care provider, Emily Mulchuk, who is preaching on June 28th. That afternoon, First Parish is also hosting a Sing Out for Democracy program with a local interfaith singing group, What the World Needs Now. And please remember that the final two gatherings of the America at 250 discussion series are this Thursday evening at Center at the Heights, and next Tuesday, June 30th, it's a civic celebration that will be held at Town Hall. As you heard from Kevin, we're going to be partnering with worship leaders from UU Wellesley Hills and First Church and Parish in Dedham as part of this experimental summer service consortium. We hope that it's a wonderful experience to meet our UU neighbors and to worship with them this summer. Again, we're hosting June 28th, July 3rd, and then Wellesley Hills will be hosting from July 12th to August 16th, and then we'll be back here again August 23rd through Labor Day Sunday, September 6th. We're thrilled that Chris Lockman will be offering music at summer services throughout the summer, and that in addition to Emily Mulchek, will also host as guest preachers Dr. Gloria Grice from the Needham History Center on July 5th. Of course, that's when we asked her to come. Our youth alum and sponsored candidate for UU Ministry, Ellie Del Valle, and our First Parish players, yet again leading a summer service of jazz and poetry, and our member Kathy Livingston preaching on Labor Day weekend. During summer Sundays, we typically split our offering collections with the Needham Community Council's food pantry. Our member, Lynn Robertson-Holz, is also restarting our practice of collecting non-perishable food items and home goods for the food pantry over the summer too. There'll be a collection box available under the hallway TV video screen on the second floor of the Lincoln Street entrance. And Lynn will keep you all updated about the food pantry's most urgent needs. You can find details about all these upcoming events by subscribing to our e-newsletter, The Bell Notes. There'll be 2 monthly Bell Notes this summer you can keep an eye out for. And we always extinguish our chalice with words promising to carry its flame in our hearts until we are together again. Please join me from home and from here in the building in saying those words written by UU Minister Reverend Elizabeth Sally Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, nor the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please remember as well, I saw a couple people come in after we did the communion. You should definitely take a flower, but these flowers are up for grabs, folks. As we close our own mini Sunday service and shift to the National UUA Sunday Service live stream, I offer you these closing words from British American Catholic poet and activist Denise Levertov. We have only begun to love the earth. We have only begun to imagine the fullness of life. How could we tire of hope? So much is in bud. How can desire fail? We have only begun to imagine justice and mercy, only begun to envision how it might be to live as siblings with beast and flower, not as oppressors. Surely our river cannot already be hastening into the sea of non-being. Surely it cannot drag in the silt all that is innocent. Not yet, not yet. There is too much broken that must be mended, too much hurt we have done to each other that cannot yet be forgiven. We have only begun to know the power that is in us if we would join our solitudes in the communion of struggle. So much is unfolding that must complete its gesture. So much is in bud. Our service begins when our service ends. Blessed be, have a wonderful summer, and amen.
My trees. I think I remember the tune. Meet me at the corner. Let's go.
Thank you, Grayson. Last night, somewhere between the end of all we know and the faint beginning of something new, a dream emerged. 10,000 ancestors from all
for the interdependent web of earth and all existence, of which we are a part. We light this chalice acknowledging that one of the principles of disability justice is also interdependence. We light this chalice in solidarity with the movement led by people with lived experience of being regarded as disabled. We light this chalice as revolutionaries who are on the side of love. We revolutionaries may feel alone at times. We light this chalice remembering Bell Hook's words, those of us who have already chosen to embrace a love ethic. Know that when we let our light shine, we draw to us and are drawn to other bearers of light. We are not alone.
Let's rise and bow to your spirit one more time and sing We Are, which is our number 1051 of our Teo hymnal. That's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For a child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For a child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For a child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are our breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We are sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We are seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are a breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. We are mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace. We are reason of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are a breath of our ancestors. We are the spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who. One more time. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who rises and sings to the universe who we are.
Last night, I dreamed 10,000 grandmothers from 1,200 corners of the earth walked out into the gap, one breath deep between the bullet and the flesh, between the bomb and the family. They told me we cannot wait for governments. There are no peacekeepers boarding planes. There are no leaders who dare to say every life is precious, so it will have to be us. They said we will cup our hands around each heart and we will sing the earth's song, the song of water. A song so beautiful that vengeance will turn to weeping. The mourners will embrace, and grief replace every impulse towards harm. 10,000 is not enough, they said. So we've sent this dream, like a flock of doves into the sleep of the world. Wake up, put on your shoes, you who are reading this. I am bringing bandages and a bag of scented guavas from my trees. I think I remember the tune. Meet me at the corner. Let's go.
Thank you, Grayson. Last night, somewhere between the end of all we know and the faint beginning of something new, a dream emerged. 10,000 ancestors from all corners of the earth moved into a gap, one breath deep, into the space between all that has already happened and all that is yet to come. They carry songs, they carry stories, and they are calling us to join them. These rich images come from Aurora Levins Morales, a Puerto Rican Jewish poet and activist. In those days, immediately following the October 7th attack in Israel, Morales struggled to find a way through the atrocity to something human. The poet gives us a summons to show up at the corner. But first, she invites us into a gap, one breath deep. Here, the ancestors cup their hands around our hearts. Here is blessing. Here is healing. Here is transformation. Here is worship. For many people living in the United States, these past several years have left us profoundly and deeply unsettled. We have been feeling the meanness of the world in genocide and in warfare, in the hoarding of resources that leaves millions without basic human needs, in policy changes that say some lives are more precious than others. The ground is shaking and it feels like everyone is on edge. The world that we thought we knew doesn't exist anymore, not in the same way. The Turkish journalist Ece Temelkuran writes about the decline of democracy, and she says that we are grieving in future tense. We're grieving in future tense, grieving what has already been slipping away, even before it's gone, grieving what has already been lost and what may yet be taken. Some of this grief may be new for people who have not had to name this before. The structures of white supremacy have remained well hidden in the background of life, quietly shaping what was accepted as normal, natural, or simply the way things are. But now, what has been hidden is becoming harder to ignore, and more people are waking up to the urgency of this moment, rousing them from what the poet calls the sleep of the world. Now, I know that many of you are already awake. You are doing everything that you can to proclaim every life precious, everyone deserving a chance to live fully and freely. Unitarian Universalists have long been a people of action. We know how to organize, we know how to show up. We are practiced in the art of doing. And if we're honest, that strength carries a shadow. Our religious tradition has been shaped in part by a culture that teaches us to measure our worth by what we accomplish, to equate goodness with effort, and to feel most at home when we're busy and striving. Pair this with a hurting world begging for our attention, and then things like rest can feel irresponsible. Asking for help can feel weak. And simply sitting in stillness can sometimes feel unbearable as doubt and worry rise to the surface of our lives. That's why this gap is so important. Whether it's 1 breath deep or 1 hour deep, this is a moment made sacred by our intentions and our promises. Here, in the place between where we've been and where we dare to dream, our lives are shaped and molded by our spiritual practices of worship, small group sharing, and deep study. Mark Nepo says that when we meet like this, we aren't just being self-reflective, we are strengthening the immune system of humanity. We are strengthening the immune system of humanity. Here is where we remember who we are and to whom we belong. Here is where we practice love as a response to the love that first summoned us.
Still seating. Let's take this moment to sit in this gap, to acknowledge who we are, what we feel, where we are, and we think about what comes after later. We're gonna sing a song that is gonna be new for most of you, and it is very short. You're gonna learn very quickly. So just listen once. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to heartache. Listen to grief. Be still and breathe. This moment, I want you to focus more on your body, your soul, your mind, then focus on singing out loud. Take a deep breath and let's acknowledge together. Let's be still, let's breathe, and then acknowledge the heartbreak that we deal with on a daily basis and the grief. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to heartache, listen to grief, be still and breathe. While heartache and grief might be true for you right now, or yesterday, or a week ago, gladness is also true. I'm so glad to be here with you guys today. Joy is also true. So let's also acknowledge those feelings and let them coexist with all the heaviness that we feel in the current moment of our lives. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to gladness, listen to joy. Be Let's sing this one more time. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to gladness. Listen to joy. Be still and breathe. As we turn on the news, as we walk around and talk to different people, sometimes we experience some anger. That's normal. Also some hurt. And those are also valid feelings. We are whole. Doesn't matter what feelings we are dealing with. So let's sing together that we're listening to our anger and to our hurt. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to anger. Listen to hurt. Be still and breathe. I want to sing this verse one more time, but I want to challenge you to sing this as inward as you can do. Very intimate. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to anger. Listen to hurt. Be still and breathe. In our next little verse, we're going to acknowledge beauty and grace, that it is always present. At least it should be present, right? So my challenge for you right now is to smile. Even though I cannot see your smiles right now because of the masks, I am challenging you to sing this smiling and expressing this beauty and this grace. Bring this to this environment now. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to beauty. Listen to grace. Be still and breathe. Let's sing this one more time. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to beauty, listen to grace, be still and be. And ending this moment of breathing and stillness and reflection. If you have somebody sitting by you, or here in our studio, or at home, or in the satellite places, I want you to look to your side, look to the other side, find somebody, find a connection. And we are going to sing together that we're going to listen to you and listen to me. And I want you to sing this to somebody else, not to yourself right now. That's our moments that in sitting with our feelings, sitting with our reality, we are also connecting with other people and sharing that and drawing strength from one another. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe. One more time. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe. One more time. Be still and breathe. Be still and breathe. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe. Now, as we end this moment of breathing, we're gonna sing one last time. Voices only. We don't need instruments for that. And I want you to hear one another, or here, or at home, or in the satellite. And we are singing that we are listening to you and listening to me. Be still and breathe. Be still and be. Listen to you, listen to me. Be still and breathe.
There was an extraordinary Cambodian monk named Mahagasananda who survived the brutality of the Khmer Rouge regime. Later, he served in the refugee camps. And in one of those camps, he opened a Buddhist temple, despite threats from the authorities that anyone who attended would be killed. Still, on opening day, more than 20,000 people gathered. These were people who had lost nearly everything: families shattered by war, communities terrorized by violence, people who had suffered beyond what most of us can even imagine. And there, in that dusty square, Mahagasananda led them in a timeless Buddhist teaching. Hatred never ceases by hatred. By love only is hatred healed. This is the ancient and eternal law. Thousands and thousands of people began chanting those words together, not because love is sentimental, not because love is easy, but because they understood that only love could build a future worth living in. After the 2024 General Assembly, I came home and told some of my interfaith colleagues that 80% of the Unitarian Universalist delegates had voted to declare love as the center of our faith. One of them, who's a good friend of mine, kind of sighed and said, love is very abstract. It means 100 different things and it means nothing at all. And religion has been preaching and teaching love for the last 2,000 years, but look at the way we treat each other. I know what they mean. I've heard that before from Unitarian Universalists, too. Love has become a cliche, a greeting card, a slogan, a marketing campaign, a word stretched so thin that it can barely hold any weight at all. Even when Dr. King invoked love, they called it emotional bosh, weak, sentimental, passive. And some of us have learned to distrust the word entirely, because the word love has been used to excuse harm, to silence truth, to avoid accountability, and to demand submission. But without an ethic of love, human beings start treating each other as objects, as obstacles and problems to be dealt with. A people organized around fear will produce punishment. A people organized around greed will produce trillionaires. But a people disciplined by love can begin to repair the world. This is why the poet calls us into the gap, one breath deep, before sending us out into the world. In this space, we remember our religious inheritance, a treasure carried by our Universalist ancestors who claimed that God's love was so complete that no one would ever be outside of this love, no matter what. And our Unitarian ancestors, who admired Jesus as a fully realized human being, showing us that our capacity for love is far greater than we can imagine. So, what do we mean by love when we dare to place it at the center of our faith? There are so many kinds of love in our lives. Romantic love can be beautiful. Love for friends and family can be deep and fulfilling. Love, as we speak of it in our congregations and in our practice communities, though, is a little bit different, because that love that we practice in those communities does not require fondness, affection, or any positive feelings at all. As the psychiatrist M. Scott Peck wrote, love is not a vague sentiment, but an intention and a discipline. He says, it is the willingness to extend oneself for the purpose of nurturing one's own or another's spiritual growth. Sometimes that can look grand and heroic. Just as often, it looks like that couple who drives an elder member to church, even though it's out of the way and it's not so easy to coordinate, and sometimes it conflicts with other things they want to do. It looks like two people fighting as they're organizing an event and resisting the urge to turn away, willing to sit in discomfort long enough to speak honestly and to find their way toward new understanding. It looks like taking the time to get to know a stranger in need, learning their story, and welcoming them into the community as a full participant rather than an object of charity. It looks like making a personal promise to talk with one new person during coffee hour instead of huddling with their best friends. It looks like forgiving someone who hurt you because the burden on your own heart has become too great to carry. Love is so much more than what we feel. It is a discipline we choose freely and willingly for the sake of another's growth and well-being, including our own. My friends, I know that love is a word that carries many, many different meanings. Its power can feel fragile in the face of the forces gathered against us. At times, we may even doubt that love will prevail. Still, I am profoundly grateful to the Unitarian Universalists that we have not given up on love.
I am looking for shelter and a friend. We can build a beginning, but I do not know the end. I am scared of breaking when I bend. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength away. What I've lost and what I hope can stay. We will carry each other all the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way.
Hello, this is the Reverend Tania Marquez. I'm a Mexican woman in my late 40s with curly hair. I am wearing a red dress with a black sweater. I have anatomically shaped heart earrings, and there are some blue curtains in my background. Let us pray. Holy One, compassionate One, hold us tenderly. Hear the clamors of your children, the wailing of mothers, fathers, parents, siblings. So much has been taken. Too many nights of anguish and worry. Too many days of uncertainty. We bring our sorrows, our pain, our fears, and lay them before you. Creator, breathe into them the breath of life and transform them. Breathe into us and guide our hearts. We, all apprentices of love, reaching out to find each other, to hold each other. May we be granted clarity and understanding to carve the path before us, to go on determined and strengthened, our voices rising, creating new songs, songs that build new worlds, that reminds us of truths about who we are, about how we belong to one another.
I am full and I am running out. I'm a flooding river and I'm living through the drought. I have firm conviction and my heart is full of doubt. We will carry each other all the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. There are people I have never met. There is something special when I haven't found it yet. There's abundance given freely, taken with no debt. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey is only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way.
Oh, divine love, shape us, turn us into vessels of your essence, embodied love, loving in all directions, embodied love, tending, holding, expanding, rising. Amen. Ashe.
My courage is your courage when the journey's only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. My courage is your courage when the journey's only getting longer. My strength is your strength. We will carry each other on the way. We will carry each other on the way. We will carry each other on the way.
I'm Perry Montrose, the Director of Faith Formation at All Souls Unitarian Universalist Congregation in New London, Connecticut. I use he, him pronouns, and I am a 5'11", thin white male with short, dark blonde hair and green eyes. I'm wearing a coral sports coat.
And I am Barbara Montrose. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a 5'7" cisgender woman with shoulder-length blonde hair colored by Miss Clairol. I'm wearing a tan dress and a scarf with a little orange in it for a pop of color.
I'm Nora Montrose. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm a 4'4", 10-year-old girl with curly blonde hair, green eyes, and a pink dress.
My father of blessed memory drank his morning coffee out of a mug with a quote that said, "There is only one happiness in life, to love and be loved." For my father, that love included carrying each other on the way with an open, welcoming home where everyone was invited to stay for a meal and longer if they needed a place to stay, regardless of nationality, race, or ethnicity. Yet, although my father believed in equality and welcoming everyone, he struggled when blackness entered his own family. He never really made those family members feel that they belonged or that their full identities were valued. To love and be loved can be made complicated by our human frailties and contradictions. Love is moving from simply welcoming to an embrace of belonging.
We're learning what that means in our Unitarian Universalist family as we continue to draw the circle wider. Imagine walking through the front doors of a new church, a new beginning. Everyone is welcoming you, but you don't feel like you fit in. This is how many people feel, and it is our job to help them feel included and like they belong. To do that, we need to hear who they are and what their needs are. We are learning to listen to voices that have not always been heard, but sometimes we need our hearing aids.
We also need to listen to our own inner voice. I work in homeless services. We were discussing the cuts happening and the threat of losing funding because of our use of words like diversity and equity. I felt fear and panic sink in. Then I remembered the people I serve. I love them so much. and just noticing that love that I have in me created a shift. I realized that no matter what an administration takes away or how it oppresses, it cannot take away my ability to love people. I felt emboldened, defiant to the fear and panic, because I knew no matter what happens, I can love people. I choose love.
To reflect on love further and hear more voices, we asked the congregants of All Souls New London to respond in words and art to the question, what is love and what does it look like?
Hi, my name is Karen, and this is my answer to the question, what is love and what does it look like? I think there's a creative energy at the center of everything. Life yearning for life, interconnecting each piece of existence, and in humans, that energy feels like love. So life generates life in the garlic bulb sold by the organic farmer at the Saturday market. That gathering feels like a celebration and reunion, even when I'm a stranger there. And the garlic tastes like earth and passion, and I use it to feed the ones I love. The garlic cloves, the farmer market joy, and chickadee chirps give us courage to gather in protest against the January 6th insurrection, trusting that doing the right thing will engender more of the right thing. And we bolster each other with our presence at home, in the market, at church, and in the public square. Love is the force that gives us courage to stand with each other. It is at the core of every piece of existence. It is in every brushstroke as I paint and pray in the doctor's waiting room. Love is the creative energy at the center of it all.
Love is an emotion, but that is a very broad term. Love is watching your sibling take a chocolate bar from its hiding place, knowing mom was saving it, and not saying a word. Love is seeing that person, that special one, and lighting up, no matter what mood you're in. Love is choosing to take a nice long bath instead of a quick shower and just soaking the stress out. Love is inviting a friend and catching up over worries, interests, and finding comfort in the fact that you're together.
I'm Dallas, and to me, love comes in many forms, including familial, communicational, romantic, and even the small acts of openness between strangers. But it is always rooted in the balance of pain, beauty, and strength. It can be fragile because it asks us to be open and vulnerable, yet strong because it prevails through that vulnerability and helps people stay connected through difficult times. Love is never perfect, but its imperfections are what makes it real and meaningful. Love shows up in simple actions such as the courage to forgive and the act of listening and the choice to stay connected even when it's hard. Sometimes love is shown through big moments, but often found in everyday care and understanding. Love holds us together and reminds us that despite our differences, we need one another and share that acceptance.
Love is caring about someone or something even though you don't have to, because this someone or something could bring a lot of joy. Without love, people wouldn't care about anyone or anything, and society wouldn't get anywhere if you don't care about anything. If they didn't care about their house, those are all forms of love, and if everyone didn't care about anything, I mean, they would have like no motivation to do anything, and where would society be at? Just kind of hanging around, kind of dying off, you know? No one would care about anything, you know? In the drawing I drew, there's a hole in the heart, but inside of the heart is somebody caring for someone. That's what love is.
Hello, We are John and Linda Sargent. Attention and observation are an aspect of love, opening our minds and hearts and drawing as close as we can to knowing another being's world. We make room for their essence in our awareness. After hours in his kayak watching, John's hands, brushes, and paints have given us a moment with the common terms. During the summer of repeated visits to a bird gathering place, he was awed by the ease of the tern's acrobatic flight. In this painting, the open grace of their wings speaks to me of the sometimes overlooked but essential receptive aspect of love, which is the single word title he gave to this painting.
I think love is when someone is affectionate to you, which can be showed in a lot of different ways. You might not always see it when you argue with your mom or if you have a disagreement with your friend. There's love everywhere. Even if you don't feel it or see it, it's like when your mom argues with you. She's only doing that because she cares about you and doesn't want you to get hurt from a boy or dying here, all to keep you safe. Another way of love is from your friends when they invite you somewhere or even just coming to talk to you every day. Just little gestures every day is love. Especially there's a lot of love in you. You might not feel it, but every day you do something to show affection, like walking your dog, making coffee in the morning for your mom. You will always find love in yourself and around you. Like brushing your hair is self-love, cleaning the house is both. If you live alone or if you live with your loved one or just cleaning the house for your parents, the littlest things count. But my picture is someone holding hands, which shows love from your friends or loved ones. Just remember, love is all around you, even if you don't realize it.
Hi, my name is Adrian Dow. I'm a relatively new congregant here. The artwork that you're looking at is a piece gifted to me by my yoga teacher, Kim Abraham, who is one of the nicest people and kindest souls I've ever met. And love to me is kind of exemplified by people like her. When she first met me, she didn't know who I am, but she had never met me before, of course, didn't know my name, and invited me to her yoga class and said that she, after a while, she told me that when she first met me, she recognized me right away, and I felt seen and heard in a way that I've only felt a couple other times, and those are people that will be in my life forever, like my co-parent and my best friends. And I mean, it's the sort of love that you would only expect from a parent or a member of your family. And I truly feel that the people of New London are a found family, and that is how I appreciate and have learned to appreciate love in the world is through that. And that's it.
My name is Nora. When the world is at its last string, that string is a magic harp string. Love is a bonding connection, and without it, no one can survive. Family, friends, and communities depend on each other, and they depend on the things that hold them together. That thing is love. Flowers cannot bloom without the sun, and we cannot bloom without love. Love is our umbrella in the rain. Love is not always something we see, but something you can feel. Before babies can even say the word love, they know it and feel it. When you fall, it is love that catches you. Love is the everlasting light in the dark. We may have all come from different values and beliefs, but in the end, we all find the way to love.
In a community that embraces many spiritual perspectives and seeks to draw the circle wider. Love is our common language. It allows us to speak of the mystery we cannot name, the goodness of life that exceeds us, and the sacred ties that bind us each to all. As Nora said, flowers cannot bloom without the sun, and we cannot bloom without love. When you fall, love is what catches you. Love is the everlasting light in the dark. So, are you ready to be disciples of love? Yes. All right. Now, I know that talking about discipleship may feel unfamiliar in a Unitarian Universalist setting. We have seen how easily discipleship can be distorted when it becomes a cult of personality rather than a liberating path. For some people, the word disciple carries painful associations: control, hierarchy, the surrender of one's own spiritual authority. But the discipline and the discipleship that I'm talking about and inviting us all into is all about studying love. It's about practicing love. And it's about moving in the world having been formed by love. Every path of formation can reorder a life and give it a new center of gravity, because every discipline asks something of us. To be a disciple of love is to allow ourselves to be reshaped and stretched, often beyond what is comfortable, especially when we are called to love our enemy. Or, in UU words, to affirm the inherent worth and dignity of all, even of those who would use their power to deny that dignity to others. Discipleship is not easy, and yet following the way of love is what keeps us from being consumed by the very forces that we are trying to resist. Without a discipline of love, our activism will burn out. Our longing for justice can become untethered from mercy, and we risk becoming spiritually starved. I know what that feels like. When I returned to parish ministry after years in healthcare chaplaincy, I was so swept up in the busyness of the congregation and the urgency of meeting this moment that I nearly forgot the very practices that made such work possible. My physical health suffered. My mental health suffered. And this is why the ancestors, in their wisdom, call us into the gap, call us into moments of spiritual practice. Before we fill our bags with scented guava and bandages and rush out into the world, those ancestors call us to first gather in places like this, where grief is never denied, where joy is welcomed with abandon, a place where people return to the practices that shape them, where disciples study love carefully, practice it imperfectly, and when they fail, begin again. Begin again. The world is weary of righteous, performative righteousness. Instead, this hurting world needs people who can remain human in inhumane times. It needs people who can tell the truth without surrendering to cruelty, who can resist despair without pretending everything is going to be okay. So, my friends, the world is calling us to the corner. So gather up your things, take one another's hands, and let's go together as disciples of love.
invite you into a moment of complexity. While we do not have the permission to change the words of this song, which are rooted in historical works, we invite you, wherever you are, to engage with more inclusive language, while tenderly holding the history, intent, and message of these words.
We walk in love, united in purpose, with joy our hands, and lift up one voice. We speak the truth with strength and compassion, resounding with hope, with courage and joy. Before we move forward to the other verses, I want to invite you to rise in body or spirit and sing with us. We cry for peace and rights for our people. We welcome friends from far and from near. We fight for those whose voices are silenced, resisting in faith until all are free. We dream a world of justice and kindness. We build a bridge, creating new path. We march with joy as all walk together, embracing each one, we boldly stand.
Hello, I'm Nicole Presley, Director of Organizing Strategy with Side with Love at the UUA. And over the past year, I've heard many people in coalitions I'm a part of ask, where are the faith leaders? This question comes from real concern. So much of the suffering we are witnessing, so many of the attacks on our democracy and human dignity are being carried out in the name of faith. And then I will sit in an entirely different coalition space, and I'll hear people talk about the ways that faith is showing up powerfully in this moment. They point to clergy kneeling on a cold pavement to protest ICE abductions. They point to UU leaders traveling to Selma after voters in the South were stripped of political power and representation. But what is often missing from both of these conversations is what we look to as evidence to prove faith is showing up and the work it takes to make those moments possible. Sometimes we can all forget the infrastructure that builds and sustains our justice movements. The training centers, the conversations, the spiritual anchors, the places that teach strategy, build relationships, and nurture resilience. Places like our congregations and this faith community. Movements do not emerge out of nowhere. They are built by communities that develop leaders and hold them through some of the hardest struggles of our time. Sometimes that work shows up in public witness and gets widely shared in photographs or on the news, and sometimes it is much quieter. Sometimes it is a workshop in a small room teaching people how to keep their neighbors safe. Sometimes it is a Zoom room sharing tools on voter mobilization. Sometimes it is the embrace offered after a climate disaster that reminds someone that they are not alone and that the community always provides. That is what Side with Love does. We build the capacity for faithful and strategic action that can change our world because it changes us and it changes everyone we encounter. We do this through the UU Solidarity Initiative, a nationally coordinated effort bringing together UU organizations and other networks to support immigrant communities under attack. Together, we organize UUs to call Congress members every 3 minutes for 10 straight days to oppose expanded ICE funding. We submitted thousands of public comments supporting asylum seekers' right to work and trained congregations to provide Know Your Rights education for local businesses. We do this through Create Climate Justice. While climate change is a global crisis, its impacts are felt locally. Alongside our congregations, we have fought unfair utility rate increases, advocated for safe and healthy housing, and we're working to develop hubs of climate resilience so that everyone in our communities can be safer and more prepared in the face of climate disruption. We do this through You, the Vote, registering voters, creating safety at the polls, and mobilizing thousands of voters in their elections. And with our Solidarity Summits, which are training and equipping people of faith across the country to organize more deeply, to build stronger relationships and partnerships, and strengthen the infrastructure we need to sustain the people that make up our movements. And we do this through The Gathering, a monthly event that offers spiritual grounding and political education that reminds people of the truth, that you are not what this regime says you are, that trans people are divine, that disabled people are whole and holy, that indigenous peoples who stewarded this land long before it was called the United States are still here, that Black lives, Arab lives, immigrant lives, and many more, none of these lives are disposable, that their bombs will not erase us, their policies do not define us, and their hatred will never win. Love wins again and again. That is the work of Side with Love. Not to just believe, not to just proclaim it, but to make it so in our policy, in our congregations, and in our larger world. That is what your generosity makes possible. When you give to Side with Love, you are not simply supporting a program, you are building a powerful ministry that is investing in leadership, relationships, and the resilience that movements need to survive and to win. Thank you for your faithful work, and thank you for your generosity.
I am resilient. I trust the movement. I negate the chaos. Uplift the negative. I'll show up at the table.
And now we'll extinguish our chalice. As those of you joining from Zoom extinguish your chalices, together we are writing a story that will be told by tomorrow's Unitarian Universalists. May that story tell how we met a fearful and dangerous moment with open hearts reaching out to one another across every dividing line. May this be ever so. Go in peace, my friends. Go in love.
Hi. I'm the Reverend Kimberly Quinn Johnson. I am one of your co-moderators. I have brown skin, black and white hair, and I am wearing a black and white dress. I am joining you from Bridgehampton, New York, on the east end of Long Island. I am here with my congregation and our crackpot, I hope that's a good term, tech crew. We have been worshiping with you this morning at our meeting house. We know that many of you are doing the same from your own congregational homes. It has been good to be together today in this worship and all week for this General Assembly.
And I'm Bill Young, your other co-moderator, and I'm joining you from Louisville. I am an older white man who uses he, him pronouns. I have gray hair, glasses, and a red and white checkered shirt. As our time together comes to a close, we give thanks for this gathering, for the worship, the learning, the conversations, the decisions, and the community we have shared. May we carry forward the spirit of this gathering as we continue the work of love, justice, and community in the places where we live and where we serve.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your participation, your care for one another, and your commitment to our shared faith. May the connections, learnings, and inspiration of this gathering continue to strengthen our work together. We no longer require a motion or a second or a vote to adjourn.
So, with gratitude and hope, we now call for the official adjournment of the Assembly in 2026. Thank you.
You know what? I heard that joy is an act of resistance. Can I say that again? Joy is an act of resistance. So we're going to have a little bit of joy. Wherever you are, I want you to rise in body or spirit as we sing, "This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me, and guess what? The world can't take it away." Can I get an amen, somebody? All right, let's do this, y'all. Ooh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, The world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this joy that the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. Oh, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This strength that I have, this strength that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. This strength that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, this love that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. I think we're gonna need to take it up a little bit, this pride that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. This pride that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. I think we're going to need to take it up a little bit more. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me. That I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Oh, this joy that I have, this joy that I have, the world didn't give it, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it to me.